things that come into your head and out of your mouth.
You worry too much. That's why your hair went so gray.
Could you resist a man in this uniform?
I don't think I could.
You're there for your brothers, and that's all that really matters.
It looks so amazing. That is just part of the trailer from a new film coming out, I think, on the 22nd. Last Flag Flying. The movie follows 3 former service members who reunite decades after Vietnam for a very different kind of a mission. It stars Bryan Cranston, Steve Carell, and Lawrence Fishburne. And Bryan Cranston is joining us now live. Bryan, good to see you. Thanks for spending a few moments with us.
Good to see you.
Let me ask you this.
Thank you very much.
Nice to be here. All of the things you've accomplished and so forth, is it still a thrill for you to work with a cast like this, Steve Carell, Lawrence Fishburne, guys that I'm assuming you're a big fan of?
Yes, I am. It's a joy. I get to play for a living. I still can't believe I get to do this. So I don't know if I'll ever retire or they'll put me out to pasture, but doing a story like this where it's so heartfelt, an examination of men and their ability to forgive, ability to reconnect in friendship and doing something for someone else altruistically. It's a funny film. It comes out tomorrow, by the way. Funny, it's entertaining, it's heartfelt. It's just, I'm very, very proud of it.
It is amazing. I think it will be very cathartic for those who have served and maybe dealing with still some issues, because each of the men seem, from what I've gathered from the trailer, each of the men seem to be dealing with their experiences in Vietnam in much different ways, and there's a catharsis as soon as they're able to come together and really work through that.
Well, that's exactly what the story is about. It's how we cope with traumatic situations, and my character Sal is probably the least insightful person of the group who self-medicates, and that's how he copes. He consumes everything. Lawrence Fishburne finds a pathway to God to help him cope. Unfortunately, Steve Carell's character is in depression and imploded. All are valid and all is real, and it's also how this generation of soldier deals with the generations of the Vietnam era, and how we've changed and how we've stayed the same, and yet it's so funny and so bonding between the generations and the men.
Tell me if I'm off the mark here on this, because I was listening to some of the scenes from it, and there was a line you said like, yes, we served our country well. He served his country well, we served our country well. And then I wanted to put an ending on it of, but did our country serve us well? And that seems to be, just sort of encapsulate the idea of the bitterness as some of the soldiers returning from war had and are still dealing with today.
Well, in my father's war, World War II, there was a clear and present danger. There was no question of what had to be done. And that generation did a phenomenal job and rallied the troops. Since then, there was question in Vietnam and Iraq. Were we there for the right reasons? Were we serving a greater purpose? There is room for questioning that. There's no harm in questioning that. But it doesn't take away from the nobility of the servicemen themselves, and servicemen and women who volunteer for this very worthwhile endeavor, and they deserve our respect and gratitude.
Absolutely. Bryan Cranston, it's such a pleasure to talk with you. The movie's called Last Flag Flying. As you say, it's released today, but I think nationwide, unless I was reading something wrong, I think nationwide on the 22nd. But if it's released today, I'm going to rush out and get a ticket because I want to see this movie.
Today.
Today. Okay. Bryan Cranston, thank you much. Talk to you soon.
What a nice guy.